you're going to stay here. Because you're not going to want to go with me anyways. What are you doing? Swipe that away. What are you doing? I know, you want to go too, but you're not going to run with me. No. You don't like running on the city. You just want to go outside. When you get back, you can go. Okay, that works. So we rolled into our Centennial Park here to park, and there was there's porta johns here, that kind of stuff that I can use if I have to go to the bathroom. I wasn't unaware that there is a freaking girls softball tournament going on over here, so it is so busy. So many people here. So we had to park way down on the other end, this end versus that end. But I took her out so that she could go to the bathroom really quick, since I was getting ready to go for a run, because she will not run on the sidewalks with me. And because there's so many kids here, she wants to go say hi to all of them. So right now, this right here, this is her being like, oh, let me go for a run with you. And then as soon as we get like 10 steps away, she'll be like, okay, let's go over here where all the kids are. So when I get back, maybe. We'll see. Even though I don't want to be a creeper going over there, since we don't know anybody. Yeah, I don't want to be a creeper. Don't want to be a creeper. No. Oh, okay. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on, everybody. We're gonna go over here. You watch her, because I haven't done my morning nose blow. Okay, we're gonna go. So plan is, since there's so many people here, but this is kind of one of the only places I can park. So I'm gonna run from here to downtown, up to the base of Mount Helena, kind of through a little bit of the Mansion District, and then we're gonna drop down a street. And then we'll come back on that street, which goes right through the heart of the Mansion District, and you'll get to see some of the big old huge mansions. And then we'll run back to here. I'm not sure how long that'll be, but as long as I just need. We'll see. If I need her at least 4 or 5 miles, probably. Plus, she's so tired today, she doesn't want to go for a run. Look at her, how sleepy she is. Her eyes are closing. It's like she got a full night's sleep. And your eyes are all cold. All closed. Because yesterday was a tough run. For those of you who joined yesterday, when my plan was just to do loops, I was going to do like one loop, drop her off, and then do more loops so that we would stay off of the... What am I going to do with this? I don't know what to do with this. Yeah, I guess we're just going to go. Could wear I need to get a drink. I need a drinky drink just really fast. So I'm not going to take any water with me or anything. But our plan, well, I can talk that while we're... Okay. Well, you're not going. No. She's like, am I going? Am I going? And she's pushing me out the door. Am I going? No, you're not going. You just stay here. I'll be back. She looked at me like, did you just slam the door in my face? You asshole. But like I said, I know for a fact she is not going to go for a run with me. It's not too hot out, and she's facing away from the sun. The van will stay nice and cool. It's actually probably too cold for her right now versus what she likes, but oh man, my oops. My calf muscles are a little bit little tight from yesterday. So there we go. So anyways, so if you joined me on yesterday's stream, you saw that she wanted to keep going straight, which was down the Helena Ridge Trail. So I was like, okay, we can do that. You also know that there was a race going on yesterday. So are you ready to go? Okay, I guess it is ready to go. I'm gonna go around this way. Oh man, I am a little bit stiff. I'm gonna take this easy at the beginning here. Oh, I might have to walk a little bit. So anyways, so we started going straight. So I ended the stream. We started going straight. And we got just a little ways down the trail, and the bike race joined that trail. And I was like, God dang it. I was trying to get away from, that's the reason why I was going to do loops, because I was trying to get away from these people. There's a bunch of old people over here walking, a bunch of little dogs. I'm going to let them go ahead of me here, which is why I am walking, because I could keep running, but I don't know. These teams must be like some of the tops in the state or something that's going on here, because these girls are good. Holy cow. They're probably maybe high school? Might be younger than that though. I can't tell, but they're good. Okay, anyways, keep going here. I'll change the views. My legs are a little bit stiff. More than a little bit stiff. So we started going down the, oh, here's where one of the homeless people is. A couple of homeless people, actually, it looks like. Up here. Which, I mean, it's a nice house, why not? But anyways, we started heading down the trail, and we got like, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half back in there, and I was like, kept seeing the trail signs continuing on that trail. So I was like, it's kind of boring, you know, so I don't want to like do an out and back, go all the way down to Park City and then have to climb back up that hill with the bike people, all that kind of stuff out there. So I ended up looking at the map, and I was like, okay, how about we just drop over to that other trail system over on the next ridge, which back down that far is not Rodney. You can get to Rodney. There's the carousel. If anybody decides they want to visit Helena and you have kids, come to the carousel. It's not as exciting as it should be. Like the one in Missoula is better. People only come here because they can ride the carousel and get ice cream. But there's a lot better places to get ice cream here. And like I said, the carousel's not that exciting. But anyways, so I was looking at the map and I was like, oh, we'll just drop down onto this, go over to the ridge between Orofino and Grizzly Gulch and run those trails. Because as soon as we drop down off of the ridge, go down to the road, and there was another trail going up to the other place within like a quarter mile. I had to turn right down that road, go a quarter mile. So we did that. And then of course, we get to, sure we don't get ran over. Let's go this way. I want to go down to the movie theater. Gosh dang, these bushes. It's no wonder that my sinuses have been going crazy since we got here. And then, so we get to that trail and to climb up onto the other ridge so we can get away from the bike race. And wouldn't you know, there's a bike race marker on that trail too. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because the next closest trail was easily probably a mile either direction. So what that means is those bikers had to go all the way down to Park City, hop on the road and come back to that to jump up. And so the next trailhead was probably a mile further down the road, and it would have just taken us right back up to Mount Helena Ridge, which I knew was where the bikers were at. So I was like, well, guess we're jumping up here. We have no other option. So we went up on that. And the leaders for the bike race, when me and Nessa had just started up, I was feeling really good by then. So I think we would have been at about mile probably close to mile 7 at that point. And legs were feeling good, so we actually ran up that, and it was pretty steep. And so we ran up that trail, which was about a mile long, to get to the top of that next ridge. And we put a gap on us and the mountain bikers. I was like, gosh dang, we're running faster than these mountain bikers can go. And it was hi puppers. Gotta wait for this traffic now to cross. people out walking their dog or holding up traffic. But so yeah, we were going faster than them, and then we got to the top there, and I knew there was 2 different trails, and I wanted to take the one that climbed, like followed the ridge. And wouldn't you know, we get up there, that's exactly where the bike race turned. So I was like, well, motherfucker, I guess we're gonna have to do this other one. And we could take that, and then there's a little offshoot of that, because eventually it turned into a road. And I didn't want to be on the road, so I was like, well, we can go this, it's called Black Forest Trail. Take that, and it kind of goes over a little knob and then drops down right across from Dump Gulch to go back up onto the Helen Ridge Trail. So it's like, well, that's what we'll do. So I did. So we took off down Black Forest, and then we get about half a mile climbing up that, and it hits another little trail intersection to go over towards Rodney Ridge. And I didn't want to go over there because that puts us further away, and then we'd have to run streets back to Mount Helena. I didn't want to do that with Nessa. And I had pretty aggressive trail shoes on, so I didn't want to be running on streets anyway. But we get to that intersection, and even though my map showed that the trail went all the way down to the road, you get to there, and it's the trail sign said that the trail only went up to the top of the mountain. Should we go up that way? No, I think we're gonna go across. Anyways, it said that the trail only went to the top. It was an out and back. It didn't go any further. Like, well, my map says otherwise. Well, I'm guessing at one time the trail did go all the way, but now it was all private land down at the bottom of that hill. So, and they didn't have an easement to keep the trail going like they did on the trail that we went to get on top of that ridge. Originally, that was all private land, but there was a easement there. So it's like, well, fine. So we had to turn around, go back down, and then we had to take that road. So I was like, well, at least there's no bikers on this road. So we will. I do love the downtown area here. I do like it a lot. So I was like, well, we'll just take this road all the way down to the main road, and then we'll literally just have to drive or run. Okay, my brain's not working too good today. But I was like, we'll literally just have to stay on this road for just a little bit. Shoot, by the time this thing changes, all the traffic's gonna be through. Which is why I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. But now all of a sudden the traffic cleared up. What are you looking at? Dude drove by, give me the evil eye. But so I was like, we'll just like hit the main road. Only have to run on that for a quarter mile or so, and we can get to Dump Gulch trailhead and jump back up onto the mountains. So about half a mile before we got to the road on the little private road we were on. Which way do we want to go? We could just go. I'm trying to show you guys the mansion district here. So we could go up that. But normally I go up this other one, I think. What's this guy doing? Got the fire truck out there for some reason. I just ran by there, so I don't know what the fire truck dude would be doing. Like we literally just ran by there. Wow, there's another siren. That's weird. I guess we'll go up that side. We'll have to eventually jog over a block, but that'll be fine. But anyways, about half a mile from where that private road that we had to jump onto got to the other road. What do you think happened? The bike course joins that road. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And then I just had a sneaky suspicion if the bike race is on that, they're probably jumping up on Dump Gulch. So what do you know? Yes, they are. And it was a major transition spot for them too. This is uphill, by the way, just in case you guys didn't know. These are some of the old mansions that are here. And when I say mansions, I'm not talking like Beverly Hills, mansion, but some of them are big enough that they would rival it. Let's go this way, because we're almost to the end of that street. Anyways, which you'll see on our route back. Trying to get faster than it's not like in a running competition. This is actually just a recovery run for me. But eventually, probably after my next race, I will start doing some speed work again to get my speed back. But I'm not too worried about being fast in 50K, and then my next race after that is 100K. But I don't know. I do need to do some speed work to keep myself honest. Okay, we're gonna go this way now, and then eventually we're gonna come back on, I don't know if it's 1 block over or 2 blocks over, but there's some nice big mansions over there on that street. And these are Victorian style from the early 1900s, because this was, well, there still is a lot of money in this town. That generation wealth, or whatever you call it, in this town. From the old mining days back in the late 1800s. Uphill is definitely a work. Anyway, so we had to turn onto the Dump Gulch, because then the next trailhead again, well, there was no other trailheads. We would have just been running the road all the way back up to our vehicle at the main trailhead. So we this is steep. Oh. Let me get to the top of this. then I will continue. Almost there. Saw running up all the rich old white people giving me the evil eyes I'm running by, which is pretty well normal. That's one of my biggest complaints about this town is the old rich white people that are so judgmental. And the funny thing is, they are all very liberal, or at least they vote very left Democratic Party. And aren't those supposed to be the most accepting people? Nope, not in this town. Anyways, they were giving me the evil eye. But to get back to our run yesterday, so we ended up turning into Dumb Gulch, and I was like, okay, I had looked at the map, so I was like, we could just take like a little bit further up this trail, like quarter of a mile. Oh great, there's another group of old people out here walking their dogs. There's a lot of old people. This is a very old town, which is why I don't like it. There's no young vibes at all in it, because you wouldn't be able to afford to live here unless you were an old white old person with money. Let's put it that way. Anyways, I knew there was a trail just a little ways up that would basically just run the base of the mountain all the way back up to the Mount Helena trailhead where we were parked. That's like, okay, as long as the race course doesn't go that way, we'll take and just run up there. And no, that's right where they were turning. So I was like, okay. So now we have options. We could go to the next one, or we could just take and go all the way to the top. But the next one would be preferred. We come out on Prospect Shafts, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, we could do that. Okay, this is our street we want to turn down. So I was like, we can do that. And then and it was only like another quarter mile up. So then we get up to the top, or to where that trail intersection is. And wouldn't you know, that's where a lot of the race course is coming off of. They're coming down to join up to the trail we were on to go back up to the top of Mount Helena, which I later found out was stage 3. And down at the very bottom, that was stage 4. So basically, me and Nessa had a quarter mile of that trail to ourselves. So, so now we're hitting, at that point, keep in mind that the race leaders, you know, a couple miles back, we were running up the hill faster than they were able to bike up, and I was race leaders. Well, now we're hitting the back of the pack people. And there was really only one way after that. We were either going to go against the traffic up the trail going to Prospect Shafts, which I have no idea where. I know they came down Prospect Shafts, so I figured at some points that's probably where they turned off of. So I was like, we're going to be going against traffic the whole way, or we could just go with the traffic all the way up to the top of Mount Helena Ridge. And I know there was nobody up there. From that point all the way back, I knew we wouldn't have to worry about anything. Let's see, I gotta figure out. I think we want to go this way. Keep in mind, it's been a few years, but I remember going up this. So I think this is the one we want, because we want to be on University. I think this is it. And so we will start getting into some of the very, very large mansions on the street here in about a block or two. So anyway, so we were now trying to go the last, that was probably half a mile probably, back up to Helena Ridge. And we're, not only are we running faster now, passing people that are actually biking up the hill, but because it's the back of the pack people in this race, we're also, when we finally got to a steeper part that we had to power hike, we were power hiking faster than they were, pushing their mountain bikes up the hill. So it was, we got slowed down quite a bit. Needless to say, trying to avoid the race course, going back and forth on all this stuff. And where did this guy go? This is an old mansion right there, kind of big. Some of these are like really cute homes too. There was one, we're on Gilbert. I thought we wanted to be on University, then maybe not. I guess we'll stay on the street. Because I can see some of the bigger mansions up here, so let's stay on it. Anyways, so we ended up running a little over 13 miles, almost 14 miles, with about 3,500 feet vert. And we, trying to avoid the race course, weaving around, taking trails that nobody'd ever take. And out of that 13 miles, we maybe had a mile and a half to ourselves. Other than the very end, which was still on the race course, but that was the very first stage, so there was nobody left on that. But it was still race course for the last mile and a half. There's an old mansion right here. People have done a lot of keep or renovating on these two. And this is an old mansion. I think we're actually going to jump over here on this other side of the road and run on the sidewalk. There's definitely some big mansions over on that side too. I'm kind of I want to weave back and forth, but yeah, here's one of the old mansions. Definitely has that more German, Bavarian, Swiss type of look to it. But most of these mansions are very Victorian, like this one. This is a big old mansion. I cannot imagine like heaven, how much it costs to do the renovation to get these things up to modern. And they're all on the historical register now, so you have to be very careful with what you actually do. And then mansion right there, not quite as big. This one right here is huge, and it has a carriage house too. That tells you how old of a house it is. Pre motor vehicles, because they have a carriage house right there. And then mansion over there with some kids playing on the trampoline. But yeah, this house is huge right here too. Just humongous. There's that one. Little front pick while there's a tree in the way now. A lot of these too that they've made into like bed and breakfasts as well. People have bought them and done that. But this is a lot of rich houses here. What are we at? 2.63? Might have to do one lap around the park. That'll be okay, because we're going to start heading back now, because I have a light I can cross right here. The Civic Center here. And this is what's kind of funny. This town is not, up until a couple years ago, and maybe it had like a time period or whatever, but the rich old people here basically ran this town and were not acceptance of much. So they wouldn't let you, like restaurants couldn't be open on a Sunday. It was very Catholic too. And I'm gonna hit the light here. I guess my point is this is the Civic Center right here, and it is made up like a mosque, and it's quite old, yet they're not accepting of anything other than Catholic here, or at least up until a few years ago. So it's very strange that the Civic Center here, they made the architecture was to be like a mosque. It was kind of cool. The inside's really cool. But like probably, what would it be, about 3 years ago, when I was looking at actually buying something here, it was getting so frustrating. The very first house that I put an offer down onto was actually up here in the Mansion District, but it was only like just a smaller, like one of the smallest, actually probably the smallest house in the Mansion District. It was right on the edge of the Mansion District. And yeah, it needed to have some pretty good renovations done to it. But it was an awesome house. And had a lot of potential, let's put it that way, to do some remodel. But it wasn't on the historical registry, so you could, do whatever you wanted to that house. Because it was, I think it was from like 1920s or something. So not quite 100 years old at that point. But gosh dang, I got a little bit of a little pain in my foot, but not like, not like plantar fasciitis or anything, just kind of a weird, I need something to pop in my foot type of pain. These shoes I'm wearing are pretty well on their last legs. I gotta get some new ones for easy day trainers, because these are the New Balance Rebel V2s. I really like them because they're super soft, nice and cushiony. but they're also super light. And so you could do like a tempo day if you wanted. And I've done long runs in them because they're so cushiony, easy on the legs. I want to try the new 86 Noosa Tri 14s, but you can't find them anywhere yet. Unless you're a influencer on YouTube with a running channel with lots of where you get free shoes sent to you all the time. You can't get them. So all these people have reviewed them like a month ago or more, 2 months ago actually, and you can't get your hands on them. Nobody can buy them. Anyways, so I tried to buy, like I said, that house, put an offer down. Actually offered them more than, I was pre-approved. I had finance set up, everything good to go, even dropping 30,000 down on a loan and everything. I mean, I was good, and I didn't need to do that. I just had that, and I was going to do it. And I offered more, but of course, in this town, somebody was like, which is quite often, people in this town, a lot of money, so they just have cash just sitting out there, and they're like, I'm going to buy that, put an offer down for cash, renovate it, and rent it out. So that's what somebody did, an investor. So I got beat out because why wouldn't you take a cash offer versus a financing offer? I definitely would. I did on my first house. So I didn't get that house. Then about still in what you would call the downtown area, but opposite side, another house came open, and it, like the layout, all that, the part of town wasn't probably as appealing, but not a bad area, just not like the best part of town, all that. But they we're gonna have to do a loop because we are only at 3.13. I wanted to get 5, but I'll be happy with 4, so we'll just do one loop. Anyways, but the thing that this house did have was I don't know if it was a garage or what, but you would never be able to use it as a garage. But it had like a big old sliding door and all that, and I saw that as as far as an entertainment space, like huge possibilities. So I was like, I could remodel this house and renovate it to have a better layout and all sorts of stuff. So I put an offer down on that one, and based upon experiences from before, I actually offered them more than the asking price because I didn't want to lose that house. And again, here comes in a cash offer for somebody to buy it up and rent it out. And those people, they don't renovate it. They buy it and then they rent it as is because people will do it in this town. Oh, these are different teams because I was watching this team warm up when we were sitting here. I was commenting earlier about, I made the mistake of watching, because these are all girls teams, watching, I wonder if these are the championship teams over here. Because yesterday over on some of the other fields were a bunch of pitcher's good. Like you could hear, because there's a bunch of fields over there, and so last night when me and the dog were over in the dog park, which is just right over here, you could hear a bunch of cheering going on, and over there they had the night lights on, all that kind of stuff. So wondering if these are nice. This dog decided to poop right on the trail and nobody picks it up. I love that. But so again, somebody came in, cash offer, bought that house, and then third house. Now we're getting to houses that I wasn't excited about, but I didn't have a place to live, so I needed a place to live. And another house, put an offer down. Nope, cash offer. Somebody bought it, so rented it out. So now that's why I ended up buying the apartment I have, because I couldn't get anything else. And I wasn't going to spend $400,000 to buy a tiny little house, you know, a newer house somewhere, new build, that way, in a neighborhood outside of downtown. And anything bigger than what I was looking for downtown was, you know, $600,000-$700,000 starting price. I was very lucky to find those houses that were less than $400,000. But we ended up taking and putting an offer on the apartment that we did, which in retrospect, I loved the building and I liked living there, but it is so expensive. I have literally spent about, or had to pay for roughly $30,000 in assessments because the building's so old. So we've had to pay extra to fix the building as far as the condos association. So I've had, like just this year, I had to pay another $6,500 roughly, I think. So just shy of that. Because it's all by square footage assessment, so that we can fix some stuff all the way up at the top. But that's just the way it is. So in retrospect, I would have done something different. Well, actually, knowing that I was only going to be here for another 2 years, I would have just rented somewhere and not bought. But it's okay. I'm gonna have to go past the van because I'm not gonna make it to 4. And then I think I told you guys that my renter, she got accepted into a program over back east for graduate studies. So she told me that she was going to take it. Well, she gave me a warning a few months ago. She might. Well, then she told me that she was going to take it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't care. And so my plan was, and she was going to be out at the end of July. So I was like, well, in August, I'll do the renovations I need and then decide if I'm going to sell it or keep it or what I'm going to do. I can't re-rent it to somebody. Although I did find out
I am grandfathered in to be able to rent it, but I thought it was as soon as my current person that's in there leasing, as soon as they left, that I would never be able to rent again. But I guess because I am a current renter as an owner, I can re-rent it if I want. So there is that. But I wasn't aware of that, so I was going to probably end up selling it by doing a little bit of renovations and everything. I think I could double my profit in the current market, but if it drops like they're talking about how the market is supposed to drop, we're just gonna call it good there. Whew. So if it drops like current prediction is to be like the 2008 housing slump, then you never know what I could actually get for the place. But she told me this last week that she decided, well, because she told me about 3 weeks ago that she was going to take it finally. And so I was like, yeah, well, no problem. Well, then she told me last week that she rethought and did some stuff, and she's not going to take it now over in back east. So she asked if she could just stay in my place, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. So now I won't be doing any renovations, that's for sure, and I'm just going to keep it for a while, I guess, until we see how the market's going to do, what's going to happen. But I truly do think that here in a few months the housing is going to definitely, there's my sweet girl, definitely going to we're going to have a housing crash. Because with inflation and all that, price of wood, all that kind of stuff being so much, new builds are incredibly expensive, and but nobody can afford to buy them. So we are going to probably see that. So I guess I'm going to keep on to it. I'll be losing some money because I pay about $9.50 a month on that between my mortgage payment, housing dues, all that kind of stuff. So I'm losing basically $300 a month on that thing. And yeah, I could probably increase the rent, but hi, sweet girl. Come and say hi. Coming to say hi, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look at you. Hi. You don't want to go play in the grass, huh? Okay, well, we can do that. We can do that. Anyways, everybody, that's it for today's stream. We are going to have a relaxing day today. Ow. Hopefully, my solar is on its last legs. I ordered a new piece, but it probably won't be here until the end of next week, I'm hoping. Because if it doesn't get to me by the end of next week, I'm pretty well screwed, because I won't have solar for my whole trip. But, hi. So yeah, but anyways, that's it for today's stream. Unless we decide to do something tonight, I could possibly do something. So yeah, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you guys at the next stream. Love you all. Bye, guys.